countermeasures ready.
Let's kick his ass.
All right, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of the Sokovia Accords, the document that managed to do the unthinkable and split the Avengers faster than a contentious family dinner over politics. The Sokovia Accords, perhaps the most riveting piece of bureaucratic paperwork since the instruction manual for a toaster. These accords are like a terms and conditions agreement for superheroes, you know, the kind nobody reads, but everyone agrees to because they can't be bothered to scroll through it. So let's break it down. The Sokovia Accords, essentially a legislative response to the whoopsie-daisy of dropping a city from the sky courtesy of our not-so-friendly neighborhood Ultron, is the world government's way of saying, all right, enough is enough, let's get these superheroes on a leash. And it's like implementing a speed limit, but instead of cars, it's people who can fly, shoot lasers, or bench press a tank. The idea behind the Accords is pretty simple. Superheroes should not be self-regulated. I mean, who thought giving people with God-like powers the freedom to do whatever they want was a good idea? Oh, right, the superheroes themselves. It's like letting kids decide their bedtime. It's fun for a while until someone ends up sleeping at 4 a.m. Now, imagine the DMV, but instead of taking a number to wait for your license renewal, you're queuing up to get the green light to save a city from a mad robot or a rogue god. And instead of a grumpy clerk, you have a panel of government officials who probably couldn't tell the difference between Thor and a Norse mythology textbook. Sir, can you please fill out Form 34B before you go off to stop that alien invasion? And remember, no property damage. The reason for these accords? Well, superheroes, despite their best intentions, have a habit of leaving a trail of destruction. It's not just Sokovia because there's the little incident in New York with Chittori, and let's not forget Nigeria. These incidents caused significant collateral damage and, more importantly, loss of civilian life. Governments around the world, understandably, got a bit twitchy about this and decided it was time to put a leash on our super-powered friends. Enter Tony Stark, a man who's seen the error of his ways more times than he's changed his suit, and that's saying something. He's racked with guilt over creating Ultron and feels responsible for the destruction and deaths caused. Stark, thinking about accountability and oversight, becomes the Accord's biggest champion. On the other side, you have Captain America. Now, Cap is a man who's seen governments go rotten. He's fought against the ultimate corrupted government in World War II, and he's wary of any oversight that can be manipulated and used for nefarious ends. To him, the Accords are not just bureaucratic red tape. They represent a loss of freedom and a potential slide into tyranny. Cap believes that the Avengers should remain autonomous to effectively protect the world. So you have Stark's camp, who are all for oversight, accountability, and maybe having fewer buildings topple over during superhero scuffles. Then there's Team Cap, who are all about independence, moral compasses, and not letting a committee decide who gets saved and who doesn't. Toss into this mix a bit of personal drama Bucky Barnes, Cap's best friend and a brainwashed assassin who's being pursued for crimes he committed while under mind control, and this becomes a sticking point, especially for Cap. The disagreement over the Accords and the situation with Bucky escalates tensions within the Avengers, leading to the superhero equivalent of a bar brawl, only with more expensive toys. It's a clash of ideals where both sides have valid points, but are perhaps too stubborn or damaged to see the middle ground. In the end, the Sokovia Accords are more than just a legal document. They're a representation of the broader debate about freedom versus security, individual rights versus collective safety. And all of this is wrapped up in a flashy, action-packed package, because nothing says complex geopolitical debate like a guy in a flying metal suit trading punches with a super soldier.